Good day, everybody. Good day, internet land. How is everybody doing this sunny-ish afternoon? Okay, so before we start, the usual chit-chat. We've come on about 5 minutes beforehand. Can you all hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. And obviously, can you hear Louise?
Hello, can you hear me?
So can you hear us both? Excellent, all super duper. Excellent. So everybody who is coming on, who have been on, you may have seen at the beginning we had a little slide to say that we are now in the process of sorting out our next 12-hour live stream. It's going to be on the 7th of November, I think we said. 7th of November, 12-hour live stream. Yes?
A month away.
That is 1 month away. We got 4 weeks to prepare this. We have got a few more suppliers in on the action this time, and we should be getting some lots and lots of prizes to give away, and whatever we can grab from these suppliers we'll happily pass on to you through sort of competitions throughout the whole 12 hours. And we want your bit of assistance. We've got another week to go because we want you to be able to, well, we've put a form up that we want you to let us know what sort of techniques you want us to show you, and also what sort of tools, because it's primarily technique focused last time, but this time we want to look into tools. I know there's lots of tools out there that people want to see, want to know how to use, and so forth. So that's another part of our 12-hour that we want to sort of put together. So we want your help. Louise has got a button that she's going to press on your stream deck there. You may want to put the cursor on where it says say something on the chat, Louise. You have, all right, don't give me that don't give me that face. So push a button. So what's going to appear now in the chat is the link to the Google Documents, forms, or whatever it is. We want to simply just want to have your input. We want to have what you want. We want you to let us know what you want. Do you know what I mean? I'm getting a bit confused myself here. Yeah, thank you, Louise, for putting that in. We want to know what you want to see, technique-wise, tool-wise. There's a couple of spaces. I can get my words wrong today. Is a good start. We've got a couple of spaces up on there. We want to see what techniques you want me to show you, what tools you want me to show you, and then anything else you want to tap on there as well. Let us know whether you want to be sort of put into the At the Bench mailing list. We hardly ever mail you out, only when we have offers, and we don't spam, we don't sell your list and everything else. Some people will opt out, some people will stay opted in. It's entirely up to you. But on that link, let us know, put your email address, let us know what you want us to show you on the 12-hour. And it is gonna be another good one, isn't it, Louise?
It really is, yeah.
Okay. Short, sharp, sweet, and to the point. So, Louise, so that's what we are going to be doing during the 12-hour. We also perhaps want you to let us know what sort of funny thing you want me or us to do. What?
Pardon?
When we have a donation, because we're going to be doing this for charity, we're going to be doing this for the Worldwide Cancer Fund, cancer research. This time we raised £1,600 for UNICEF last time. This time we're going to be raising it for the Worldwide Cancer Research. And when people sort of donate, there's a little button underneath the chat down there, the little dollar sign, you can click on that, you can donate, and all the money that you donate will go straight to the Worldwide Cancer Research. And last time a little icon comes up and they do funny things like this, and bows and that sort of thing, and I sort of mimicked them. But perhaps we're after something a little bit different that you want either me or Louise to do.
Pardon?
Exactly.
No.
There's no agreement whether you want me or Louise to do something when we get a donation. Simple as that, isn't it? You don't look very happy now, do you? You don't look very happy at all now we're doing that. Okay, that is what we are going to be doing. Okay, so there's going to be something halfway through this question and answer regarding grills. Madge is coming on there. Madge, Mav, Ma, whatever, the 8th. I'm going to be attempting to make my first grills using Delft clay casting, but it work. So we're going to be talking a little bit about grills halfway through this particular question and answer, because we are interested in making them and the implications and the legalities when it comes to making grills. You know, the gold diamond set grills that go on your teeth. We've done a lot of research this week. Louise has actually tweeted Snoop Dogg, or as we call him, Mr. Dog. Haven't we, Louise?
Oh, where were you all? You were supposed to retweet me. I look like somebody who's not friends with Snoop Dogg. Now, shockingly, he didn't retweet or
He didn't,
reply.
did he? No.
So he's obviously hasn't heard of us, which again is a shock. So yeah.
So you put it up in the At the Bench Facebook, didn't you? And you retweeted it, and we were expecting you guys to retweet us. So little Snoop Doggy Dog would come along and go,
What's all this fuss on the page?
Yeah, who's retweeting?
Mrs. Bears.
And we wanted to find out about his grills, but we've gone further than that. We've gone directly to the, you better say, was it the General
Dental Council?
The General Dental Council. And we've got some information regarding information on the state of grills from the General Dental Council. This is going to be coming up a little bit later during the question and answer. So, I think that's about it.
I would have preferred a retweet by Snoop, personally, but you know, such is life.
And then Louise got really excited.
Oh, no, I didn't tell them.
When she thought that Snoop Dogg actually followed her back, but it was actually somebody else called Snoop Dogg 46896 or something at the end of it. But she was really excited, weren't you?
I screenshotted it, sent it to Andrew's daughter and her partner, and they were weak. And it was a couple of seconds really before I noticed. Unfortunately, the message had gone. It was out there.
That really wasn't Snoop Dogg that followed you back on Twitter.
He's got 20 followers. This isn't the real Snoop Dogg.
Compared to, I mean, did you have 5 million followers on Twitter?
And now they think I don't know how Twitter works, but I just got excited because I saw. There we are. I don't use Twitter anyway. Who uses Twitter?
Who uses Twitter these days?
Perhaps I should have Facebooked him. We might have replied then.
Facebook, you know.
So I'll try that this week. Facebook.
Facebook Snoop Dogg. All right. Also, a little bit later in the question and answer, we have the winner for the book, The Art of Stamping by Mattia Cheminay. A little bit later on, I'm going to let you know who has won that, so stay tuned for that. A little bit later on in the question and answer. So I think, Louise, it is now 3 minutes past 4. It is the 5th of October. Welcome to the question and answer session here for another. We were going to run this during lockdown, weren't we? Yeah. And how long ago was that? 3 months ago? This could go like 6 months now, this question and answer. Very popular. So everybody, thank you very much for joining Louise and myself today. We just want to know what questions you have got to ask us. It is cold in here, isn't it? It's a little bit much chilly. I had to put 50 pence in the meter and turn the heating on.
You should.
Louise, do we have a new... No. Do we have a... Someone just came in then. Lorraine, I'll communicate you'll be interested in and see if I give it.
I think I missed it. What am I, Mrs. underscore Bears?
Yeah, Mrs. underscore Bears.
I did tweet it. And I retweeted my own tweet.
That's so sad, yeah.
But still nothing.
Still nothing.
I asked everybody to retweet it, and I had 3 retweets. One was Andrew, one was Sharon.
And you retweeted it.
And you retweeted it. How tragic.
Right, Louise, may we have our first question, please?
Yes, we can. Mike in Tucson would like a video on inlay techniques, please.
Inlay techniques, certainly. What type of inlay techniques do you want? We can do inlay with solder. We can do inlay with another different type of metal. I'm happy to do them. I don't do inlay with... we seem to have frozen. We don't do an inlay with stone, but we'll do it with metals or solder. Just let us know. We have done it on At the Bench in the past, but I'm sure we can do 1 or 2 on YouTube if you're not a member of At the Bench. But yeah. Next question with solder. Yeah, okay, no worries. Yeah, that's on At the Bench. If you're a member, Mike, on At the Bench, we have done inlay, but I'll make sure that we all do it on YouTube as well a little bit later on in the year. No worries. Next question, please, Louise.
Okay, Marge had a question about the grill, the legality around making grills, but we're going to come on to that a little bit later on because I've got some information there which I've obtained.
There you go. Mike's just saying with Solder, and he's a member of At the Bench. Mike, let me have message me your email address, or if you're a member of At the Bench, go into the top to the contact, open a ticket, just put on there wherever the films for Solder, Inlay, and one of the technical guys will get back to you very shortly with the link to the films if you can't find them. Sorry. Yes, but go back to grills. Yeah, we'll come back a little bit later. No worries.
Yeah.
Next question.
Frank is asking about expanding your business with social media, which I think, again, is something we can discuss in the 12-hour, isn't it? Because it's quite a broad topic.
Yes.
And we did hint on it last time, but maybe we could make it a bit more of a structured...
I think we could, couldn't we?
Rather than just a general chit-chat.
Yeah. Because it's a massive area, because Louise has been going through all about Facebook adverts, but that's amazing what you've been telling me and what you can target people who have visited your website with another type of advert. It's absolutely amazing the amount of information that Facebook harvests, isn't it?
It's the things that they know about you, isn't it? It's like yesterday I was looking for codes, wasn't I, for items that we sell in the shop.
Codes, yeah.
And then like literally 10 minutes later I got an advert from, and you probably all had this sort of thing, an advert from
Makoko, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we saw you looking.
Yeah.
Which I don't know whether that kind of marketing I find is a little bit
creepy.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't go down that road, but you know.
Yeah. So.
They retargeted me because I was on their website.
Yes.
So it's things like that, and that they even know, Facebook even knows how if you slow down or like pause on a scroll, or the information they have about us is absolutely
phenomenal.
Turn my mic on.
Is it on? Oh, has he gone off? You gone off, Louise?
No, I don't think so.
What's it say down there?
It says it's going.
Tap, clap. Yeah, you're on. Yeah, you're fine.
Perhaps I'm just mumbling. Sorry. Yeah, the information that they have on us is frightening.
My mistake.
Absolutely frightening.
Is my mistake. Sorry, you're on now.
Okay, so
people heard, yeah.
The information they have is
absolutely
is vast, lot. Even then, that's what we know about the algorithm. So what we don't know is probably
you just
more
don't
terrifying.
know what information they're harvesting, do you?
Yeah,
it's not really based upon us personally. They don't know our names or anything like that, do they?
We don't know what they know.
They're just harvesting.
I don't think I want to know.
No,
because I think it's the kind of thing that will keep you awake at night.
Yeah,
but
I think they're harvesting it is really scary on the information that they know, and even if
you can just grab onto a little bit of that, of what we know from Facebook ads, social media, then it can all turn to your advantage. So
absolutely brilliant. But we will be perhaps, as Louise said, we'll be doing a little bit more of a structured hour talking all about promoting via social media. I think it'd be really, really interesting. Because I'm absolutely amazed what you come up with every day. Because Louise is we're all but come back this way. We're all learning, aren't we? We're all learning on how different ways that we can expand our business. And now with social media being such a huge part of everybody's day-to-day life, it's something that we really do need to look into, and it's something that Louise is looking into, and Louise is doing a course at the moment, and she's going through that. But every day she comes back with all this information, and I'm saying, what they know what website you've been on, and you can produce an advert for those people who have been on your website. Because Louise was looking at these codes on this website, this Makoko, isn't it? Makoko website, just probably finding codes for a product that we had, and then within about 20 minutes on Facebook, Louise had this advert, and it said up on the top, "We saw you looking," and it was targeted at people who have gone onto their site who haven't bought anything, and it was just creepy.
But there's a way to stop that happening. There's a way to stop you targeting other industry professionals, and that's something we can talk about at the live, because
so you're not wasting
could just
money,
be targeting other jewellers just because they're interested in jewellery. That's what you don't want to be doing. So things like that really, and free ways to
promote as well. Absolutely brilliant. But that is something that we are going to be doing with our 12-hour. Absolutely. Okay, next question then, please, Louise. That was oops, wait, wrong one. There we go.
How far did I get?
Sorry, I got excited because we started talking about socials. Romy has heard on the grapevine of someone wanting to sell a Durston bangle die set, but they are what look like dark rust marks on the dies. How would I get them off if it's possible?
I've got one in the front room with some marks on. You can, sometimes it's not necessarily rust spots, but perhaps a little bit of moisture has just changed the colour of the surface. And if you want to get rid of them, a little bit of wire wool just to go over the surface, or if you want to get a really, really fine, perhaps 1000 grit emery paper, just to go over the surface, and then put a bit of oil over the surface just to protect it. I doubt whether it is rust, really thick rust, but it could well be just some discoloration of the metal. I know I've got some nice brand new ones that we're going to be doing a film on over the next week or so, a brand new bangle forming die set, but my old ones are about 4 or 5, even older than that, 6 or 7 years old, and yes, there are marks. The marks don't come through onto the metal, so I wouldn't worry too much about any sort of slight discoloration of the surface marking the metal. But if you are concerned, perhaps even just go in your tray, find an old bit of emery paper just to go over the surface, just rub it, or steel wool, some 3-in-1 oil then, excuse me, to go over it, and that should protect the surface. So I think you should be absolutely fine with that. Should have no worries at all, no problem at all. Next question, please, Louise.
Sandy M. Ben is asking, I was wondering how you would go about creating a basket for an octagonal or oval stone. I have created many a circular basket, but I find these other shapes intimidating.
It's ovals. Ovals are pretty much the same as, when you say basket, do you mean like a wire basket, or do you mean like a coronet basket? If you want to look at things like, was it a square as well?
Octagonal or oval.
Octagonal.
Yeah.
You can get like octagonal plates, octagonal swage blocks, but they do tend to be a little bit on the costly side. What I would be inclined to do would be, if you want to do octagonal, and depends on whether it is exactly octagonal or as in just slight corners like this. If there's slight corners like that of your stone, what you can do is you can make it square and then get your pliers.
Ben says I mean a wire basket.
Wire basket, cool, that's okay. That's what I'm doing now. And then you can squeeze, get your pliers here and squeeze it so it squeezes this. Yep, so then you can squeeze it that way. So you can squeeze the corners in, you could do it that way. Ovals are pretty much the same, you just do a circle and then you can just gently squeeze that with your fingers. The best tool that you can make yourself is to get a pair of these. These are, let me come a bit closer with that camera. There we go. These are your bent nose cross-lock tweezers, like these here. And these, try and get the straight nose ones, okay? Try and get the straight nose and they're gonna be far, far better for you. But what you can do then, let me just move this bit closer like this. You've got the, here are your tweezers, okay? So that's, and they're crossed over that way. And here's the other, okay? Does that make sense? Okay, that's like they are here, like this, okay? So here's the crossover over this side, this is the crossover that side there. So these are the tweezers. What you would do, what I'd advise you to do is to put a groove down the inside of the tweezer, and on this side here, put one that is going across. Have that come a little bit further down. So you put a groove on the inside of this one, and on the other one here, you put a little groove going across. So you've got that. All right. Then when you come to put all your baskets together, you can actually then put these tweezers and hold the upright wire that you've got here going around with the, okay, so this is your claw on the outside of your basket. You use these tweezers here. Can you see that down there? Yes, you can. So you put these tweezers here. So this groove in this tweezer will locate along here. So on the side then you've got your tweezers here. This is your bit of claw here. This is the basket running around like this. Yep, does that make sense? And then the other tweezer then comes up on the inside. So here's your tweezer here. This tweezer locates in the groove. This horizontal part here locates in here, and it holds everything together. It holds the wire exactly 90 degrees to the wire. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Again, we've done a film on At the Bench regarding this type of setting when we put it all together. And because you can actually use your tweezers to hold everything together, it really does help. But that, to me, is the best way. Or you can simply just get your U-section piece of wire like that, and then get your bezel, not your bezel, but your wire to come in place like that there. And if you have a U-section, you can cut a notch in those wires for your ring to be located in as well. And that's something that you can do, and you could have it going like this. There's your wire there. Have the crossover and have the other wire. Does that make sense as well? And then if you solder that, you've got your 4 claws, and then all you got to do then is in place, solder the ring. Quite easy then. Yeah, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I hope my drawings are helping you. And that then would hold all 4 claws together, because all those 4 claws are being soldered together in the first place. There. I'm not going to have too much longer on that. So I hope that makes sense. Can you see all that on the board there? Let me just zoom in a bit for you to see that. Okay, so that's, you make a cross, solder the cross of the wires, you bend the wires up into the 4 claws, then you can solder the ring inside those, as we have here with all of these. And that's the best way. Okay, that's it. Next question, please, Louise.
Okay, Cecil is going to be buying my first headset magnifiers. Do you have any recommendations in regards to brands and what kind of lenses I should get?
Definitely get these. These are, where are these called? Someone said the other day, well, they're Donegan. So D-O-N-E, D-O-N-E, Donegan or Donegans? Donegan. Oops. Donegans, okay? So those, I think, are the best that you can get. They are available in lots of different magnifications. We've got quite a few of these. I know I've got 7 diopter, 5 diopter, 4 diopter. What do those mean? Those are the magnifications. What am I long-sighted, Louise, or am I short-sighted? I can never remember what I am.
You're both, aren't you? No, you can't see things closer. You have to go, you need extendable arms, yeah.
So what am I?
Long.
I'm long-sighted.
Long,
okay,
yes.
So I'm long-sighted, and I don't know where that makes an awful lot of difference, but I use usually a number 4. A number 4 diopter really, for me, really helps really nicely, and I can sort of let me see if we can sort of, you can't really see on that particular one there, but yeah. 4 for me is brilliant. If you go stronger up to a 7 diopter, what you're going to find is that the magnification is going to be even bigger. But the problem you've got, if the magnification becomes bigger, you have to bring the piece nearer to your eyes, but the depth of field is going to be very, very limited. That's why I find a number 4 or a number 5 for me is ideal, because if I'm sat here, I can come to here. So this for me is in focus, and that is just about in focus. So I've got, what's that, 5-6 inches in focus. The stronger you get, the nearer the lens has to be, the shallower the focus. Obviously, if you're doing piercing and you use number 7, you're going to bang yourself in your head with the saw all the time. So for me, a number 4, I can be by here and I can be sawing, and the saw is missing my head if I want to get some detailed work. Donegan, I find, is the best. Did you have a link there, Louise?
Yeah.
You have? Donegan Optical, cool. These little lenses are replaceable, so you can just buy the headband and you can buy the lenses in whatever you want, and they just simply clip out of place. I think I've actually glued these in because they've dropped out so many times. Adjustable on the back, and some people say, well, I don't like the restriction, but I just simply just drop it on my head, so it's not fastened, it's just resting on top of my head. Some people will want to do it and tighten this up really tight so it holds it. I just put it on top and I just bring that into place, and you can move that. And I find these are really good. Other people will have their own preferences. For me, I've always used these Donegans, and I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with them. They're really nice. You may find you get a bit sweaty, sweaty head, so forth, but on the inside you can put a little bit of like a headband, toweling headband on the inside if you do, just to absorb some of that sweat. But I think that's about the best option that I can give. Some people have little glasses that you can wear. You can buy glasses and you can adjust them, and you can have the ones that flip down. There's loads of different types out there. For me, these are just easy. These stay on pretty much all day, don't they?
Yeah. They
stay on there all day. I go and see customers with these. Looks very authoritative when you go up to the customer with these on. But anyway, next question, please, Louise.
Okay, Jessica is looking to buy stone setting tools. Having a hard time finding what's essential versus what's nice to have. What tools do you recommend as essential?
Stone setting. So we need to know first of all then what type of stone setting you want to do. When it comes to things like burrs, you can have the main burrs that I would buy are ball burrs. Yeah, buy them. You can also buy straight-sided setting burrs, and also they're called heart burrs, 90-degree setting burrs, or 60-degree. The 90-degree is this. You can get them a bit shallower, and they'd be 60-degree setting burrs. So those are the 3 types of burrs that I would buy to start off with. These ball burrs are quite aggressive. The cut is a little bit wider, so they're going to remove a lot more metal. You can also buy things like bud burrs as well that are that shape, and they tend to be quite aggressive as well. These are a little bit a finer cut, so I would enlarge the hole if you're doing things like flush setting with these burrs first. Then when you come to virtually the right size for the stone, you use these burrs to get that final cut. They tend to be quite aggressive. So those are the burrs. Depends now on what you want to do. I would then, if you're doing flush setting, you can make your own little burnisher. I don't have one here, but all you got to do is just get an old burr that you have lying around, but you perhaps overheated it and you blunted it. You would make that into a very, very sharp but smooth rounded tip, and put that into a graver handle. So you've got a nice bit of a burnisher to burnish around the inside when you come to do some flush setting. If you want to do some claw setting, you can use these burrs here for cutting the insides of claws. Then you can also get things which are called cup burrs, which are sort of this sort of shape, and on the inside of the cup there's all teeth, and you can use that then to go over your claws when the stones are in place, to round off the tops of the claws, to make those claws nice and rounded like that. So those are cup burrs, ball, straight-sided, and those are 90. Sometimes they're called heart burrs as well. Cup burrs, and then beading tools, which are pretty much the ends come down like this. There's a little concave half circle here. Come in different types, different sizes. You could buy a set, and then you use that then to round the tips. Those are the main types of of tools that you need. Also get a barrette file, which may be triangular. Okay, triangular in this, so there's teeth down here, and these edges have no teeth. You put the edges here on a emery paper to smooth off those edges, and you can use the file here to file quite close to the stone without any teeth damaging the stone. So that's the basic sort of equipment that I would buy to start off with. You can do your flush setting. You obviously can need some drills, mini burnisher, cut burrs, beading tools. They're about the most important things that you can have for your setting. How's that? My whiteboard's coming in handy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's paying for itself.
It's paying for itself. Okay, maybe have the next question, please, Ruth.
The next question is Marge, with the grills question. I'm going to attempt to make my first grills using Delft clay. Would it work?
Okay, so should we talk about grills now?
Yeah.
Come on.
Right.
So do you think it'll work in Delft clay? I don't think it will work very well. You won't have the accuracy needed for the impressions. Personally, I don't think you're going to get enough flow. Depends on how many you're going to be having. You're just going to have the front few, or you're going to have the bottom.
Can I just add something before we go into the actual manufacture of them?
Yes, Louise, sorry.
Sorry. So I've approached...
I don't think it'll work, but over to Louise.
Yeah, sorry. I know you just want to know about how to make them, but I approached the GDC. Obviously, I can't speak for the legalities in America, but in the UK, as we said last week, the GDC have confirmed that you cannot take a dental impression if you're not a suitably qualified dental professional on the GDC register. It's illegal. So there was a bit more back and forth, wasn't there? There was emails where I pressed them for a bit more information. And the last email I had, they've said that mouthguards, shields and grills are seen as PPE and not dental appliances, which is interesting. So now they're saying, as PPE, they fall under the remit of the Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy. So, as such, someone who is not a registrant of the General Dental Council could take their own impressions. So you still can't take the impression for anybody.
No. But if you gave them the trays...
I'm not saying you should do this. I'm just saying this is...
What we've been quoted.
What has been said. Yeah. In theory, you could do this. For them to take their own impressions for this purpose without it being construed as dentistry. However, and there's a big however, the questions over who is legally able to make this PPE, and I'm not even 100% sure that it would fall under the remit of PPE, because it isn't really PPE, it's a cosmetic fashion accessory, isn't it really? So I think, this is where it gets very, very murky. So basically you need to approach the Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy for guidance. And they may well say it doesn't class as PPE, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Personally, I think it's all a big hornet's nest, too much of a minefield. And also, the other thing you've got to bear in mind is these rules could change at any time. So...
Yeah. So can we approach the Department of...
Okay.
Can we approach them for next week and just to see if we can get some more clarification? Because I'm really interested. I would love to make a set of grills for you. I really would love to make a set.
As an ex-GDC registrant, I'm not sure that's entirely appropriate. But we do actually have a dentist who watches, so it'd be interesting if anybody is a dentist. Please let us know what you think, because I've asked a friend of mine who's a prosthodontist, a consultant prosthodontist in America, in Minnesota, and he's basically said, don't even go there because it's just not worth the hassle. Yeah. So...
But with so many people out there and so many people wearing them, you would have thought if it was in America, that's a minefield for people to sue and have libel suits. But I don't know if there's anybody being sued or anything, so I don't know.
But then you'd think the scope for litigation in the States is vast, isn't it? It's just I personally, oh God, I wouldn't be able to sleep in my bed at night.
So the original emails to the GDCE were saying No, you cannot take impressions.
Don't even put your fingers near anyone's mouths because you're not allowed.
Because you're not allowed to take impressions of somebody because you are not classed as a dentist. You don't have the training. You're not authorized, and you cannot legally take impressions of somebody's teeth. You have to be a trained dental and approved by the GDCE to be able to do that. Yeah, but then we press them even further. And so we went on and on. I think we had about 3 or 4 emails, didn't we, throughout the week?
They told me I couldn't make dentures, and I was like, I don't want to make dentures.
We don't want to make dentures. We're not interested in making dentures. That's not what we want. So we eventually found out that you cannot take an impression from someone's teeth, but there's nothing stopping you let that person take impressions of their own teeth.
In theory.
In theory, this is what the email states.
If it's for the purposes of PPE.
PE.
And we're not saying that the Department of, what was it, of Business...
wizardry and hocus pocus.
No, let's get the right, what was it, the Department for... Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy. I'm not sure. They might just go, you're doing what?
That's not PPE. So yeah, we're going to look into this a little bit further, find out if grills are classed as PPE, and then we'll come back to you with a little bit later. Could you do it for yourself
then, as you'd only have yourself to blame?
Yeah, I think you could. Yeah, well, yeah, you could, because I could take. You could take grills. I could do it myself.
PPE is personal protective equipment, Mike. So, like a mouth guard. If you're, I don't know, doing contact sports, your mouth guard would be your personal protective equipment.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Janice. Yeah. So it's still up in the air, but we're getting nearer, aren't we? We're getting nearer to finding out.
I'm not wearing grills though, Andrew. So.
I'd love you to be sat there, right? I'd love you to be sat there, one question answer, and you smile, and you got these gorgeous diamond grills. I'd love that. I'd love that.
42.
So
how old is Snoopy?
How old is Snoopy?
Me and Mr. Dog were like that, aren't we? Best friends.
So going back to delved clay, I don't think it's going to work too much because they've got to be pretty accurate. They've got to be covering the teeth individually. They have to be molded to fit. You may end up with a little bit of shrinkage. I don't know. I would love you to try it and to see if they work. I really would. That's as far as I'm saying. I'm not saying anything. It's a big hornet's nest. And we will find out for next week what the Department of Industry and Wizardry and Hocus Pocusry, and we'll let them come back to us with more information regarding whether grills are classed as PPE. So yeah, maybe hold that thought. Hold that thought. Next question, please, okay. Louise. We did that one, didn't we? I'm not sure if I've missed a question. No, we did that one, didn't we? We did that one, Delft clay casting. Neil has decided he needs a new concept saw for his birthday. But do you recommend a 3-inch or a 5-inch throat? 3-inch. I've got a 3-inch one here. Oh my back today. Here's a little one that I've got just by the side of me here. I've got a 3-inch. Personally, I find the 3-inch is all that you really need. That's a 3-inch. 5-inch would be pretty big. That's 5-inch. That's deeper again. If you are piercing metal and you're piercing big pieces, long lengths, you'd have to have then a 5-inch. But you should be able to get away with, and I don't have it up here, is, if you wanted to, is to buy the 3-inch, but where we've got these adjustments on the top and bottom, these can be turned so the blades can be facing forwards this way, but you can swivel these, so you can swivel the handle around at 90 degrees. Let me go to the vertical one. I've got a light flashing in front of me here. I think I'm running out of space on my disc. So yeah, so when you're going forward this way, you can turn these. So when you turn them, you can turn the handle this way. So you can actually still be cutting up and down, but going forwards this way. So a 3-inch would be fine. And get one with a lever that comes over the top as well. Like this, a lever. There we go. Get one with a lever. It really does help you so easy, so much easier doing that. Okay, there we go. So I would get a 3-inch as opposed to a 5-inch. I got flashing, so I think I'm running out of space on my disk here, so never mind, we're going to have to take it off there. Off YouTube. Okay, Louise, may I have the next question, please?
Yes, I think we answered Ben's question, didn't we, about the baskets. So James is looking to upgrade a blowtorch from just a standard butane torch to something more professional. What torch would you recommend?
Okay, where are you? Where are you in the world? If you're in the US, you could get something like is it called a Hokey? I think in the US, if you're in the UK, get a Sievert torch. Now, we always promote this website, and I wish I could have a bit of money for every time it's gas. Can you just double check on this? I'm sure it's gasproducts.com, I think it is, and the company is called Hamilton Gas. Is it gasproducts.com? Let me just double check that for me.
Bangor?
Yep. Is it gasproducts.co.uk? So if you're in the UK or in Europe...
Yeah, he's in England.
Yeah, brilliant. gasproducts.co.uk. Get the Silversmiths package. That gives you the regulator, the hose and the Sievert. And what we're looking at is Sievert. S-I-E-V-E-R-T-vert. Go for Sievert. It's propane only, so you don't need... Oh, let me come to the end of my disc. Propane only, you don't need any oxygen or anything like that. gasproducts.co.uk. Sievert, get the Jewellers or the Silversmiths package. It comes with a pencil nozzle. Fantastic. Then also buy yourself, and I'm sure you've been onto this, buy yourself a separate neck. You can buy necks and buy a slightly bigger burner. You'll have to double check. I think it was last week or the week before we talked about this, and I got my Sievert package out. And tell you what, I'll have a look at it now when Louise is just going to be chatting about the next question. Go. Yep.
Oh, Janet is asking US, please. That's UK, isn't it?
It is, yeah. US. I think Hokey, H-O-K-I. I think H-O-K-I. I think Hokey, is another brand in the Hokey gas, Hokey torch. No, not the Hokey Cokey. The Hokey torch.
Tiki torch.
Or Hoke,
Wiki
or is it
torch?
Hoke, H-O-K?
Hokey
guns. It must be H-O-K-E then. Like on the top it says Hoke torch.
As in Hokey Cokey?
Hoke torch. See, Sievert comes up.
Hokey, Jewellers torch.
Yeah,
Otto Fry.
Okay, Otto Fry.
Is that it?
Yeah. Or Guesswind do them. G-E-S-S. So Hoke torches, it would be the, that's Jewellers, that's that gas and, yeah.
That's not how you spell Guesswine, is it?
G-E-S-W-E-I-N.
G-E-S. I-S-S. No.
S-W-E-I-N. So anyway,
okay.
Go for something purely with propane. If you're in the US, you'd have a separate tank, a propane tank, and you simply have the handle, and it's exactly on the same principle as these torches here, where the gas comes out and it draws the oxygen through the nozzle. I can't remember for the life of me. I'm sure I thought it was Hoke torches, but it looks like that's just propane and oxygen. If there's anybody from the US who wants to put something down in the chat, I would welcome it. If you've got purely a propane single fuel torch in the US, they could possibly give us some recommendations. The brain's gone a bit this afternoon, so I can't remember. But if you're in Europe, gas products, Sievert, Hamilton Gas is the best place, the cheapest place to get your torches, your nozzles and your necks. Anybody come into the chat there, Louise? I can't see you knocked off my page.
I'm sorry.
Just okay. We don't know yet. Anyway, so there we go. Anybody in the US who uses propane, single gas, let me know what torch you use. I'd happily add it. Orca. I have the Orca from Otto Fry. Yep, there we go. So Orca would be O-R-C-A. Put it on the board. O-R-C-A. Perhaps it's Orca I was thinking of. But yeah, Orca is another torch then. Absolutely. May we have the next question, please, Louise?
Yep. Janet is having difficult... difficulty.
sweets. Sorry, sweets. I'll let you have a sweet. That's that time in the afternoon where we have a packet of sweets. These are supposed to be for our internet customers, our internet orders, weren't they? But we always pinch a packet every now and again, don't we? Sorry, Louise. Next question.
Okay. Janet is having difficulties priming a small torch.
Have a ring.
Oh, thank you, Andrew. I don't know what to say.
Sorry, go on. Sorry, what did you say? Sorry.
Okay. Janet, having difficulty priming a small torch. I think most of the gas leaks out as a prime and does not last very long before needing more gas. What am I doing wrong?
It could be to do with the... Can you pass me over that yellow container in the far corner, please, Louise?
This one?
Yep. No. You want another sweet? You better be good to me. So what you may find is that this is the nozzle here that would go into the base of... You should hold it up this way. Let me try and get this torch a little bit on the wider side. There we go. So you don't necessarily have to remove the base of these things, but what you do, it could well be that this nozzle here is slightly damaged, and you can just simply hold the torch upside down, put the canister here and push down. It sounds like it's coming out, but it's not. It's going into the handle, and as the gas is going in, you can feel it getting colder and colder and colder as the handle fills up. As you can see now, you've got... What?
Sorry, I thought it was coming out.
You can see now it's actually coming out because it's all smoking, and the handle now is very, very cold. So that now is full. Don't turn it on straight away. Keep it and keep it like this for about 5 or 10 minutes for the gas to settle. It may be that the nozzle is slightly damaged. It sounds like it's coming out, but it's actually going in. You know when it's coming out when you see the little clouds coming up. But make sure it goes right into the center of your nozzle. And you can push, and you can, it's going in, and then when it becomes full, it'll slightly spill out. I don't think it's going to fill this one up because this gas canister is pretty empty, and I think we've come to the end of it now. Oh no, we're still filling it up. So you can feel the handles getting colder and colder and colder. Yes, coming to the end. So I don't think now we're going to get any gas coming out. I think it's pretty much coming to the end. Oh no, the handle's very cold. You okay there, Louise?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to, because this now is completely empty. But you know when it's full, when it starts to splutter out. If you've tried several of these canisters and it isn't working, perhaps there's a problem with the torch, go and try the canister on a friend's torch to see if it works. It could well be a problem with the valve. We did a film on YouTube regarding these torches. I personally wouldn't recommend changing the valve in these torches, but there were several comments saying that people have done it. It seems silly to throw away the torch when you can buy the valve for like $2 or $3 to repair them. But myself, personally, these are full of gas. I would not want to take any risk changing the valve on these things. If you do consider changing the valve, make sure there is no gas in the canister before you unscrew it. Personally, I would not recommend it. I would rather go and buy a new torch and put it down to the business. So that's now is empty. I will dispose of that safely now. So there we go. That's the only thing that I can think of. The reason why that it isn't fitting, perhaps the nozzle is damaged. Okay, so before we go any further, I do have a winner for this book, The Art of Stamping. This is a YouTube film I did about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, and I did a review on this book saying that you can win a copy of this book. Entries now have closed, and I have drawn a winner for a copy of this book, and it is a really, really good book. And if you don't happen to win this book, just go and buy it, because I think it's the most wonderful, wonderful, brilliant book. Let's try and come out a little bit further on that camera there. This is an absolutely brilliant book. Goes into so much detail regarding punches on the back, texture stamps, border stamps, ornamental stamps, It's a beautiful, beautiful book with some really, really gorgeous detailed drawings, very atmospheric drawings. The quality of the pictures is brilliant. The pages, it smells good. I love this type of book. Really, really gorgeous, gorgeous images. This is a book that I have actually bought myself, but there is one person who can win this book for free. And it'll be shipped, sent to them. I haven't emailed this person just yet, but I will be doing that after this broadcast. And the winner is, drumroll, the winner is James Barasitz. He has won a copy of the book. I will be emailing James a little bit later this evening and getting his details to be able to send a copy of that book to him completely free of charge. So I'm sorry if it wasn't you. Thank you for over the hundreds and hundreds of entries we had for this competition. James Barasitz, is it Barry Barasitz? Barasitz. So James, congratulations.
We're hopeless with the names, aren't we?
We are absolutely hopeless. So James has won a copy of The Art of Stamping by Mathieu Chemeny. Thank you very much everybody who has entered. I really do appreciate it. We do have another competition coming up for the new bangle forming die set from Durston. Brand new one. I don't think it's even out yet. I got sent a copy to send out to one lucky winner. So we're going to be doing a film on that on YouTube a little bit shortly, and again, a little competition to enter for that. So stay tuned on YouTube for that. Louise, maybe have the next question.
Yeah. Marge is asking what kind of plaster can be used to solder upon? For example, Arabic jewellery techniques.
So like all plaster?
Can be used to solder upon.
Investment? You don't have another ring.
It's like feeding an elephant buns at the zoo for you, isn't it?
You're nothing like an elephant. You're more like an exquisite panda.
Panda.
Panda?
A panda.
Let's move on.
We'll talk about this later.
What do you want to be? If you were an animal in a zoo, what would you want to be?
I see myself rather a bit more of a leopard or I don't
leopard?
know, gazelle. I don't know.
How about snow leopard?
Or peacock. I'm a bit more glamorous. Not a big panda. Times above. Anyway.
What plaster? Plaster of Paris is suitable to solder upon, and also investment plaster. Investment plaster is obviously what you do when it comes to lost wax casting. I don't know the method the lady said about Egyptian.
No, it's Marge. It's not a lady.
Oh, Marge. Sorry,
Yeah.
Marge.
I'm probably saying your name wrong. I'm so
Marge?
sorry. Marge the 8th. Marge the 8th.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Marge. Yeah. Sorry. I do apologise.
I'm sorry. Yeah. What kind of plaster can be used to solder upon?
Plaster.
Of Paris?
Plaster of Paris. Yeah, I think plaster of Paris or investment plaster.
Have you got to be careful with the gypsum? So this is health and safety again.
Wear a mask.
Okay.
Wear a dust mask. Plaster of Paris, or I would use if you're going to be soldering right next to plaster, I would definitely be using something like investment powder that you use for lost wax casting, because that is specifically made to Madge to be right next.
I'm saying it wrong. I'm so sorry.
Madge. Anyway, can you spell the name of the author of The Art of Stamping, please?
No, we can't even say it.
Mathieu Chemeny.
I had to ask a French person.
You did have to say it. Come on, we have all the resources.
Well, she's not French. She's a friend of mine who lives in France. But yeah. Okay, here we go. M-A...
Here we go. Mathieu Chemeny. Art of Stamping. Yeah, I would use investment powder. Definitely use investment powder. Okay. Next question, please, Louise.
Okay. Oh, Ben, oh, don't worry, Ben, that's okay. Robin would love to see more examples of using a rolling mill.
Okay.
Okay. Sandra, oh, that was going back to the social media question. Oh, golly, I've lost my place, I'm sorry. Chit chat, that's great. Okay. Right. Okay. Cannot find denatured. This is Mary. Sorry, lives in California and can't find denatured alcohol anywhere. So, is there anything else I use with borax acids for fire scale?
You can simply use water or any sort of flux that would protect the surface. The idea to prevent fire scale is to stop the oxygen from the torch oxidizing the surface of the silver. So any barrier to stop that flame hitting the metal is ideal. It doesn't have to be denatured alcohol. That's methylated spirits here in the UK. Do you know that?
I did not know that.
That's methylated spirits. Yeah. Okay.
Not interested in denatured alcohol.
Methylated spirits in the UK. So you don't have to. You can just use water and borax. Did the lady say you should use boracic acid?
Borax acids, yeah, for fire scale.
Boracic. You don't necessarily use boracic acid. You can simply use borax mixed with some water. As long as it's a flux, just to prevent the flame from hitting the surface, that's all you need. Where can you get Gold Brun melting furnace? You can get directly from the website Gold Brun. I actually got mine off eBay via Gold Brun, and I got the 1 kilogram melting furnace.
Yvonne has just mentioned that she's in California as well and was able to order some from Amazon.
What, denatured alcohol?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
I wonder why it's unavailable in California.
Don't know. California has very strange rules when it comes to government health warnings. I know that when you buy the polish from Fordham, the polish has government health warnings to say to California to say that it can cause birth defects.
Really?
Actually on the polish. I think I can't say, I don't know, but they go above and beyond what is considered safe myself. It's just take any precautions totally to cover themselves.
It's not worth it, is it? I think if there's a risk,
I've never heard of any. But yeah, they've actually got that, and I got one in the
There
room.
must be some sort of evidence, though, for them to say that.
Perhaps there's something within the polish that may cause it. I don't know. But yeah, I think there's quite a few people who've mentioned it on some of the Facebook forums about it. About
saying rules about pollutants. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think California does have really strict and also strange rules.
Poisonous and people don't follow safe procedures. Contains lead. Wow.
Is it?
Health warning. Goodness me.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Interesting information coming through. We shall have a look at that. Okay, next question please, Louise.
Okay. Sandra is asking, what's a good size dapping set to buy? There is such a wide range of sets, prices and quality.
Depends really now upon the size of discs that you want to do. I've got a set, oh my God, it's over there. Bear with me. You can buy, I can't, it's the right way over there. I've got a set, again, a nice Durston block, and it has a nice carry case with all the punches running around. Do I use the largest ones? I don't. I tend to use the ones slightly smaller, from about 20 millimeters and smaller. I think it depends on you, what you want to do. I'd always try and buy the best one that you possibly, you may go and get it. I always try and buy the best one you could possibly buy. Oh, sorry, Louise, was that your computer there?
Yes, it was.
Sorry. Didn't realise my hips were
Go on, you called me a big panda.
But pandas are cute. Pandas are so lovely. Okay, so this is my, let's turn that around a bit. There we go. So this is my Durston dapping set. I find this is absolutely brilliant. It goes down to about 2 millimeter from the smallest, and the biggest is that sort of size. And it is pretty big. Do I use that size? Never use that size. I always tend to sort of come around to these sort of sizes, which is around about 22 millimeter. Or 25 millimeter, there we go. And that's the sort of size that I use, and smaller. But if you can afford a big set like this, you only need to buy it once. So that's what I would do. I find that Disc cutters are the same again. There's always the size of disc that you want that the disc cutter never has. So again, I'd always buy the biggest disc cutter that you can buy with the most disc holes in it, because then you're going to get one. In fact, I've got 2 disc cutters. I've got a really cheap one from, I don't know, imported from goodness knows where, that is absolute rubbish, but then I've also got another nice quality disc cutter, and it's usually the rubbish disc cutter that has the right size discs that I want, as opposed to the good one that I've got. So that's always the case. So you always buy the best set that you can buy, and I think this is how many pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24. This is a 24-piece dapping set. So buy the biggest and the best you can afford, because they are going to last you an absolute lifetime. Look after them, rub a bit of wax or rub a bit of oil into the dapping sets, and it will last you an absolute lifetime. Next question, please, Louise.
Okay, Len would like some tips on soldering prongs onto a bezel strip placed just under the stone.
Just under the stone?
Yeah. Do you have some tips on soldering prongs onto a bezel strip placed just under the stone?
Just under the stone?
Onto a
bezel
strip
claws
placed just
under the stone.
No. Soldering prongs onto a bezel strip. The bezel strip is placed just under the stone, is it?
Okay, yeah,
I don't know,
okay,
unless I'm misunderstanding.
Okay, so you've got your bezel strip like that. So this is your bezel strip. Let's zoom in a little bit here. So that's your bezel strip. Depending on how thick your bezel strip is, you can get something like a cylinder burr, and just burr out. Let's just give this a little bit of thickness, this bezel strip, shall we? So my bezel strip has a bit of thickness. What you can do is make channels along the edge, and then from that then you can put the wire into that groove, okay, and that would locate it in place. That's going to be the best way of doing it. Or you can do what I mentioned a little bit earlier on and sort of get your straight nose cross lock tweezers, again with that little cross on the one and the long bit on the other one, and you can then put your wire in place on the outside of the yeah, does that make sense? Put it on the outside and then use your tweezers to squeeze these together. So your tweezers would go behind here, so your tweezers would be behind that, and then your other tweezer then would be in the front. That's my finger on the board.
Okay.
And the tweezer here would squeeze the prong onto the bezel that enables you then to hold it in place nice and straight. But if you've got a cylinder burr, or you can use a saw blade to cut, and then a very fine needle file, you can cut out a nice groove along the bezel, and that's going to be your best bet. Flood a little bit of solder in here, flux it, lay the claw, your prong on the top, warm it up, the solder melts, and you can sweat solder it into place. That's your best bet. One last question, please, Louise.
Okay, Jane is asking, what could I make out of some gold that will not roll? It's been sent to be purified, but it still won't roll. It's about 11 carat. I'm a student and have tried clay casting with little success.
If you've sent it to be refined, then it should come back perfect. So that's a bit strange, because when you have it coming back from the refiners, it would not necessarily come back as 11 carats. It would come back as whatever you want it to. You could, if you're having problems rolling it out and working with it because it's cracking, I don't think there's anything you're going to be able to do with it. Your best bet then would be purely to cast it. So you've cast it into the shape that is the final shape, and then all you have to do then is buff the surface and polish it. That would be the best way. But if you sent it to a refiner's to have it refined, then you should have had it back then of whatever carat, because what they would do is get the gold, send it off to the refiners, they would refine it into a pure state, 24 carat, and then they would alloy that then with more metal to make it 9 carat or 18 carat, whatever you wanted that way, or they would give you the money for what you sent them. So I don't understand why it isn't working when it's come back from the refiners. But if you're having problems and it's cracking, nothing you can really do with it. What I would do is use it for sand casting or for cuttlefish casting. That would be the only way you're going to be able to do it. But once you've cast it, don't try and bend it or shape it or anything like that, or twist it, because if it's going to crack when you fabricate it, it's going to crack when you cast it. So just try and keep it the shape that it is and just finish it, polish it, file it without bending it, otherwise it will crack. Next question, please, Louise.
Sorry, I wasn't really ready for another question. That was Jane, wasn't it? So Mary, oh, that was...
So whilst Louise is checking on what question's next, don't forget 7th of November is our next 12-hour live stream. We're doing it for worldwide charity research, worldwide cancer research. 7th of November, we're going to be starting at 9 o'clock in the morning here, Greenwich Mean Time. We're going to be putting out more information regarding what we're going to be doing techniques and tool-wise throughout the day. We're going to produce a timetable. We're going to get loads of supplies. We've got discount codes with people like Otto Fry, Guess Wine, Durston. We're going to be getting some more gift vouchers to give away. We've got more tools to give away. Durston are going to give us another rolling mill, at least another rolling mill to give away. Perhaps 2, perhaps, I don't know. I haven't really discussed it too much. Matthew was very, very kind giving the bangle forming die set and the rolling mill last time. I'm sure he can do something even better. And again, superb discount codes, only available from us, the best discount codes you could possibly get. 7th of November, keep that date in your diaries. Louise and I, 12-hour live stream. Next question, please, Louise. Found where you are, Madeira?
Yes.
Excellent. What is the last question for today?
Can you tell us, this is motivation school, can you tell us maximum bench length?
As long as you want it. Maximum bench length, as in bench length this way.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, well, this is you can get them as narrow. What length is this? 12, 24, 36. What's this? 48, 45-inch long. This is a Durston one place here. The drawers are on this side. I do fancy the Durston double bench. So you have the bench here, you have drawers that side, but you've also got drawers that side as well. But if I did have that bench, Louise wouldn't be able to sit over there and there wouldn't be much room in this room. So as long as you have supports, because in the olden days you used to have 2, 3 and 4 people all sat around in a circle with the bench cut out of a huge piece of wood. That was always very popular, but as long as the bench is supported, that is the main thing. Under each sort of area by here, you have legs to support it. It's got to be thick enough that it doesn't bend as well. So bench length can be as long as you want, as long as it's supported, and always try and put some drawers right next to it. So we've got some drawers. You can't really see by that, can you? Can you get anything that we can see? No, you can't. Okay, so there's drawers just by here. Always have something with drawers, whether you have a freestanding drawer unit from IKEA, something like that, or again, a purpose-built drawers, but always make sure you have plenty of equipment near you, plenty of storage, so you don't have to keep moving around the workshop. Shall we have one more question, Louise? Last one. That was a very quick question. What's the long bench? As long as you want it.
Okay. Motivation School GRS bench peg is not available in India, so how do you solve this?
Import it. Can you import GRS products? I don't know. I've never tried. You can also get the. You should. I would have thought you could get these from the suppliers and import them into India. I see no reason why not. I'm sure there's got to be jewellery tools suppliers in India that they would have, or try and buy it from GRS tools themselves, perhaps. Yeah? What do you think, Louise?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you should be able to buy it from GRS Tools unless they stop the import into India. I don't know. But approach GRS Tools, Glendo, eBay sells knockoffs.
Oh, don't do that then, no.
There's quite a few knockoffs of GRS Tools and GRS blocks and things like that on eBay. So if you want to be sure, buy it straight from the manufacturers. But go to Glendo. Glendo is the parent company, Glendo. Glendo is, or I think it's GRS Tools, but check them out. You can buy it direct if you want to go direct with them. Okay.
Okay. I
Super.
would
Yes,
like to say, actually, that Janet made a comment, grills make your mouth have a horrible smell and are terrible for your teeth.
I know from personal experience with a family member. Wow, okay.
So I think we're all kind of forgetting about people's dental health, aren't we? So I think that's a really important point.
Yeah, absolutely. But then, our grills only on for an hour or so. I don't know. People would wear them constantly. I don't know. I suppose if you wear them and you find your breath smells, clean them, steam them.
What do you clean them? Who's got a steamer that they can just clean the grills with at home?
Put them in the kettle. The steam from the kettle. That's a quite good idea.
That's a dangerous idea.
Obviously, not when they're in your mouth. Obviously not. No. Come on.
No, it's still a dangerous idea.
Okay. Okay, so I think we're getting to the stage where we don't even think about making grills then, really, do we?
Well, that's up to you, isn't it? I personally, my personal opinion is, it's just not worth it.
It's a minefield. Make them for yourself. Make them for yourself, but don't make them for anybody else.
I mean, if Snoop Dogg wants to talk to me and can convince me otherwise, then I'll be more than available for a chat.
All right. So is that all we got time for then, Louise?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so there we go. That's it. That's it for today. This is for our... we haven't done 12 hours today, is it? No. That's it for our question and answer for today. Yes,
what
Louise?
time on November the 7th?
9 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time.
Yes.
All the information will be put up over the next few weeks. We're going to be producing some slides, some graphics for social media saying if it's going to be 9 o'clock in this country, what time is it going to be in things like Sydney, New York, Melbourne, Germany, and the usual things, similar to what we have on the slide at the beginning of this particular question answer. 7th of November is the day where we're going to do our next 12-hour. I promise it's going to be completely and totally amazing because the kind Louise is going to be helping us. All right, but yeah, we're going to have lots of competitions, lots of things. We're going to be giving away aprons again. We're going to be giving away t-shirts, tools, equipment, and so forth. And it's all going to be raising money for worldwide cancer research. Because everyone's been affected by somebody in their lives with cancer, and I think it's a terrible, terrible disease, and that needs to be sorted out, doesn't it? And all the money that they can have to try and get a cure or do something that'll help people with it. It's going to be best. Okay, everyone, we're not going to have a glass of wine tonight. Mike, is that Mike negotiator? Mike is Mike, isn't it, negotiator? Mike.
Thank
Yes.
you. I wasn't going to, but
But
you've made me rethink my insane plan. Thank you.
I think we're going to have a glass of wine tonight, Louise.
I think so.
I have to pop one in the fridge when we get home.
Yeah.
So, everybody, thank you so much for coming on today. It's always a pleasure. Mike, you need a rolling mill. I suggest you watch our 12-hour.
It's Tom.
It's Tom, not Mike.
Yeah.
Sorry, I get confused. It's easy. Imagine wine with grills. Can you imagine red wine? And you open up that and you got all stains on your grills. No.
We must make grills.
All right, so it's going to be our 12-hour is going to be live on YouTube. It's going to be on there because YouTube keeps recording. We did have plans to do it on Facebook as well, but Facebook will only keep and record a 4-hour, if you're on mobile, I think it's 8-hour if you're on the PC, of a recording. So there's not much point doing a 12-hour show and you've only got a fraction to show on Facebook. So we're going to be doing it on YouTube, and I think we've got in the region of about 84,500 subscribers now on YouTube. So it's going to be an absolute blast of a day. Make sure we get plenty of munchies, Louise. We're going to have an absolute ball, aren't we?
We certainly are.
So don't forget, put a date in your diary, 7th of November. It's going to be Saturday, 7th of November. Lots of giveaways to be won.
Oh, it's Tom. What did I say, Tim?
Tom, you did say Tom.
Oh, I did say Tom. That's okay.
I said Mike, and it's every week. Negotiator comes on, I call him Mike. I don't know why, but it's Tom. I have to put something up in front of me there. Negotiator's name's Tom, just so I know. All right, everyone, thank you very much for coming on. Really do. Why does real? Excuse me for asking, but why does real jewellery scratch glass? Because I'll keep going to you, Louise, because I thought you were going to answer that one. It's just to do. When you say real jewellery, do you mean why does diamond scratch glass? It's because diamond. Louise,
it's
who has
the Mohs scale.
It's the Mohs scale. Go on.
No, I'm shy now. You do.
It is because diamonds, sapphires, rubies are a lot harder than glass. So anything that is higher on the Mohs scale above glass will actually mark glass. And anything that is lower than glass on the Mohs scale, glass will mark. It should be as simple as that. Glass is softer, but it's all to do with the Mohs scale. Look it up, Google Mohs scale, find out where glass is, and all the stones that are higher on the Mohs scale will scratch glass. That's about it. Anything else you want to say, Louise?
Yeah, well, we were just having a little bit of a chat here about other crazy pieces of jewellery, and yeah, I've just said I've seen nail charms. Not recently, but you know, you could get like your fingernail pierced if you've got long nails. I can't
just
grow mine.
Drill a hole in it.
It's like, oh, you're old. Fingernail pierced, wow. I'm impressed. Yeah, but you can actually and get like a little bolt ring to go through.
Yeah. Well, anyone can do that, can't they?
Yeah.
Just drill a hole through their nail. Grow one nail by next week. Obviously, you can't grow it extra long, but keep one nail. We'll drill through it and we'll put a jump ring through it, and you can have a dingle, dingle, dangle, dangle.
I feel a bit silly. I would, yeah.
Ear cuffs are easy, yeah. All right. Since the magnetic eyeliner, I wonder if magnetic eye charms would take off. What did we see the other day? What did we see? Jewellery to put on your PPE, isn't it?
Oh, this is a thing now, isn't it? You can have a chain to go on your mask, which is a bit like, it reminded me of a chain.
For glasses.
Who was talking? Kate put something, didn't Prosecco and Ruby's put something on her Facebook page about what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah.
And I just think, well, you know, not for me.
Yes.
But there is difficulties with PPE and jewellery. I'm just finding sanitisers getting stuck in my stones, and I'm taking my mask off and I'm losing my earrings, things like that.
Coming off, yeah. So things. I think this.
But I don't think I'd go as far as wearing a mask chain.
No.
You can get ones made out of lace and all these crazy things.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for coming on today. Really do appreciate it.
Jewellery to put on your PPE.
To PP. Okay, thank you very much for that. And I'm sure on your PP.
You can probably get that as well.
I'm sure you can. But anyway, before we go down that avenue and the depths of putting it upon your heart, we're going to say goodbye. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's going to keep me going all night, Sandra. Oh dear.
All right.
Okay, on that note.
Thank you so much for everybody who's joined us this afternoon. Thank you very much to everyone who took part in the competition to win Matthew Chimney's book, Art of Stamping. The winner is James Barisic. I'll be emailing him a little bit later to get his information. Thank you very much for that. And information about the grills. Thank you for getting that sorted out, please, Louise. And can we get in contact with the government of Hocus Pocus and
things I have to do for you.
Midgy whatever they're called, PPE, and we're going to report back next week with more information regarding grills. Very exciting. Everyone, thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. We will see you all the 12th of October. My dad's birthday next week. We will see you all next week. Take care. Bye for now. Bye.